Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Moonlit Grimoire. My name is River, I am a solitary Wiccan, and this is a channel where you can learn about anything witchcraft. If you read the title of this video, then that's right. Today we're talking about Carromancy. So what is Carromancy? Carromancy is also called Caroscopy, or wax scrying. It's a form of divination that allows you to use melted wax to scry with it. It's kind of similar to how tea leaf readings work. Where does the name come from? Caroscopy or Carromancy is derived from the Greek word karo, meaning waxen, and mantia, meaning divination. And because this form of divination uses a bowl of water, also known as hydromancy. It was first developed by the ancient Celts and Romans. Carromancy was very popular in the 18th century. That's when correspondence was normally fastened using sealing wax. How does it work? First, you'll need a bowl of cold water. About the size of a cereal bowl seems to work best. Second, you'll need to focus. Just like any magical practice, you want to make sure that you're in a nice, quiet space. You'll want to be able to concentrate with no distractions so you can focus. So get into a nice meditative mindset, and when you're ready to start, you hold the unlit candle with both hands, or at least in your projecting hand. You'll want a candle that melts really well, so avoid tiny chime candles. Me personally, I've gotten pillar candles to kind of work. Before lighting the candle, hold it in both hands and think about your intention. Think about a question to ask, and writing it down on a piece of paper might make it easier to focus on it. Once you have it, light the candle. Once it's lit, use imagery magic to put your intention into the candle. In my personal experience, when I do it, I notice that the candle tends to feel a lot warmer to me. It's not necessarily from the flame of the candle, but from the energy I can feel going through it. You might feel something similar, or just something completely different. After focusing on your question and there's enough melted wax on the candle, go ahead and start pouring it. Try to get the wax to drip directly into the center of the bowl. That doesn't always work, so just try your best. You don't want the wax to hit the edges of the bowl, because it may distort your image, and if it lands too close to the walls, then it won't expand enough. You'll see the wax create a shape on the surface of the water. Then you can go ahead and begin interpreting this image. You can probably find meanings for common shapes if you look online, or you can even purchase a book on Carromancy that might have their own examples. But I encourage you to let your intuition guide you, and figure out what the symbol means to you. Use your own power to decipher the shapes. Maybe you see a dog, or a house, or a pile of coins. When you're all done, you can pour off the water. And you can keep the wax shapes if you want to. I tend to keep a jar full. Here are some tips. Make sure that the bowl you're using is safe for hot wax. A bowl that's fireproof or ceramic is best. I guess if you wanted to, you could even use your cauldron, but you gotta make sure it's large enough. As long as in the bowl the wax can expand and become the shapes it needs to be, that's all that matters. But make sure they don't hit the edges or the walls of the bowl. When and how should you use Carromancy? It's kind of like doing a tarot card reading, or reading tea leaves like I mentioned before. Wax scrying is a way of asking for advice, or predicting an outcome, or even answering a question. If you're not really sure what to do, just ask a question and see what shows up. Really let your intuition guide you. There is never a wrong time to do it. If you want to put a little bit of magic into your day, but you don't have all that much time on your hands, Carromancy is a good option. It could take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you're focusing on. If you have a short amount of time, have a short question. Here's how to spice things up. There's never a wrong time to do a wax scrying. But if you wanted to, you could use the moon phases to strengthen your intention. A way to spice it up, if you will. A full moon empowers you. You might get stronger shapes if you wax scry on a full moon. Depending on your intention, other phases of the moon might help as well. Me personally, I'll do it whenever. But if it happens to be a full moon or a new moon, I'll try to match my intention with the phase. Like for instance, on a quarter moon, I'll maybe scry for advice on how to unburden myself from things that are just in my way or in my path, obstacles that burden me. You can use numerology to repeat the intention or the question in your head a certain number of times. You can do that while the candle is lit and you're waiting for the wax to start melting. You can also do flame divination to read the flame. I would not pour the wax until you have a steady flame, one that doesn't bounce around. Candle color is another way to spice up your scrying. You can choose a candle color that matches your intention. This I recommend. If you want to ask a question that deals with money, maybe a green candle. If it's about love or romance, a pink or red candle would help too. But you don't have to have a certain color. I recommend white if you're not sure. A fun fact about Carromancy. Carromancy is considered one of the oldest forms of divination, alongside palmistry and a few others. Thanks so much for joining me, and may your future be bright and guided by the stars. Blessed be.